Hi VC, hi YouTube, it's Rob here with another video, and this video is going to be the remainder of records that I picked up from car boot sales in 2020. No more car boot sales in the UK. We're on a lockdown, so even charity shops are closed. So there's a couple of, well, there's quite a few charity shop records here as well. So they're not all dead cheap records, but most of them are. A couple of a bit more expensive ones to show first. So I've got, I don't know, maybe 15 to show. So let's get cracking. And the first one I'm going to show is an album that I think most people have got in their collection. And it's Sgt. Pepper's by the Beatles. So I picked this up for £10. It came with this sort of card. It's not an original or anything like that, but it's an album that I had on CD, and I did want a vinyl copy of it, so pleased to have it in my collection for a tenner. So Sgt. Pepper's. The next record I'm going to show, the guy on the car boot sale had it priced at £20, and it's this album. So Come Back Darling by Johnny Osborne and the Sensations, and it's on Trojan Records. So yeah, there's the back of the cover. So I didn't know anything about Johnny Osborne and the Sensations, but it was on Trojan. I managed to get it for a tenner. I'm looking to get more reggae in my collection, and he's quite a well respected reggae artist from the 60s and 70s into the 80s even. Come Back Darling was covered by UB40, and it's on the Labour of Love 3 album, but yeah, pretty solid reggae album. So yeah, pleased to put that in my collection. Now a couple of weeks ago I was going to go to I went to a record shop in Upper Mill, which is just opened. I wanted to support them just before the lockdown, and across the road from this record shop was a charity shop, and before I went in the record shop I thought I'd go in the charity shop. When I went in there was quite a large unit with a lot of vinyl in it, and I thought there's got to be something in there, and I wasn't wrong. I picked up 6 albums for £1 each. So the first one was The Very Best of John Barry. So so this has got quite a lot of the Bond themes on it. Thunderball, Diamonds Are Forever, Goldfinger, Midnight Cowboy. John Barry, a lot of theme tunes, not just Bond. So this is on Polydor, and it's a really clean copy for £1. There was a couple of Ray Charles albums. I've picked up 3 or 4 this year, and I've said if I find any I'll pick them up. So this was £1. Ray Charles Greatest Hits Volume 2, and this is on EMI Stateside. So this has got I Can't Stop Loving You on it, and Yesterday, Lennon and McCartney song, and a whole lot of other stuff. So there's 16 tracks on this album, and as I've said before, become a little bit of a fan of Ray Charles. And also for £1 was this album, The Exciting Years. And again, I'm not 100% sort of familiar with a lot of Ray Charles's sort of albums, and this is on Allegro Records. So I don't think it's named after the British Leyland disaster of a car from the 1970s, but yeah, Ray Charles, The Exciting Years. I've been wanting to pick up Ennio Morricone albums, and I knew I'd find this for £1, and I did. A Fistful of Dollars and A Few Dollars More, Ennio Morricone and his orchestra. So I knew it was a matter of time before I found this, and I found it for £1. And it's on Camden Records, and it's a very nice copy. So that's another one to the collection. Now, there was an album there, and I got quite excited when I saw it because I don't have anything by this guy in my collection. So this was £1. Jimmy Smith Plays the Standards. But I didn't really know anything about Jimmy Smith. This is on Sunset Records. But when I got it home and played it, I was a little bit disappointed because it kind of, I mean, he's an organ player, and I'm sure a few people on the VC have been sort of waxing lyrically about this guy, but when I was listening to it, it sort of reminded me of sort of Reginald Dixon playing his organ at Blackpool. So I think I need to revisit it, but I was a little bit underwhelmed. But for £1, nice pickup. And I also found this album. So Bill Sharp. So very early 80s looking character. And he was, I think he was the main guy in Shack Attack, who were sort of a bit of a jazzy pop band from the early 80s. And this track's got a single that he did with Gary Newman on it. Now back to some car boot sale finds, and I found this for £1. Do not have any Everly Brothers. And this is sort of 20 Golden Greats. This sleeve I really recognised, and there's been a few people in the vinyl community sort of, I've heard them say your collection isn't complete if you haven't got an Everly Brothers album. So this has got all the hits on it, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. So yeah, 20 Golden Greats of the Everly Brothers. On a previous video I showed Lowdown by Boss Skaggs, and this is the follow-up album, Down to Then Left, and this is really good. I knew the track Hollywood from this album, but you know, when I got this album, I played it a lot, and you know, I wasn't surprised how much I like it, because I do like Boss Skaggs. But if you ever see this hanging around cheap, I really recommend it. It's on CBS. So yeah, a very good album by Boss Skaggs. I think this one's from about 78. Now, I picked up a couple of albums for £1 each by the Bee Gees. So they do say £2 on there, but they were £1. So, and also this one. So I don't have any, I have Saturday Night Fever, but that's the only sort of Bee Gees I have in my collection. And to find these for £1 each, I thought they were good finds. I've not actually played them yet. I really need to give them a spin. They're on RSO, but I think there's quite a lot of love in the vinyl community for the Bee Gees, particularly the sort of 60s stuff. And we mustn't forget they are actually a Manchester band. So yeah, the Bee Gees now in my collection. Now this is a bit of a funny one. I found this. So I live in Mosley, and I work in a place called Royton, which is in between Rochdale and Oldham, and there's about 5 charity shops in Royton, and I go in them now and again, but I very rarely find anything. But I actually found this. So it's the Railway Children. So this is a really iconic film from, I think it's from the late 60s, and if you watch the Railway Children, all the scenes on the train were filmed in a place called Haworth, which is in West Yorkshire, and it's a really nice place to go and visit if you've ever got a spare weekend. So this is on Music for Pleasure, And The Railway Children is one of my favourite films of all time. It's got Bernard Cribbins in it, who was born in Oldham. Jenny Agutter, who is one of my favourite actresses, particularly liked her in Logan's Run. She's in here, and there's a lot of other actors that went on to do greater things. So really pleased to. I've not actually played this, but really nice to have it in my collection. The Railway Children. A few more to go, and I seem to be picking up 10cc albums up pretty regularly. And this was a couple of pounds. Deceptive Bends. So this is just Eric Stewart and Graham Gouldman. I think this is an American import. It's on Mercury, and it's got the lyrics with it, and I think this is very strong. Two big hits on here, Good Morning Judge and The Things We Do for Love, which just sounds like a Beatles song to me, or a Wings song. But front to back, it's a very strong album. This very good, and 10cc albums well worth picking up, especially for £2. So yeah, Deceptive Bends by 10cc. Now a couple of records here by the same artist, an artist that I don't really have any time for, but I just thought I'd dip my toe in and see if I'm missing something. So I picked up Fragile by Yes. So it says £10 on there, but I only paid a £5 for it. So there's a lot of people in the vinyl community like Yes. I'm not sure I do, but it's on Atlantic. I've played this a couple of times. I find it a little bit hard going, but I'll persevere with it. I think there potentially could be something I'm missing. This has got a booklet in it as well, so a nice little bonus. But if you listen to Yes fans, then I think it was Pat, the vinyl archivist, that said that he could listen to this album every day and never get bored of it. But I'm not sure I've joined that camp yet, but it's in my collection and we'll see how it goes. So yeah, Fragile by Yes. And finally another Yes album, which was a little bit more familiar to me, and it's Going for the One. So this was a £5 as well. So I got them both for a tenner. So yeah, I mean, I think this is from about 79 or 78, something like that. I remember seeing that when I was going around the record shops when I didn't have any money. I'm pretty sure this has got it's got lyrics as well. I'm pretty sure this has got 100 Stories on it. Yeah, it's got 100 Stories on it, which is one of my favourite songs. I love that song. I think it's such a great record. So it's worth having it for that. And I remember Going for the One being a single as well. But I've not actually played this yet, but I'll give it a spin and see what I think. So yeah, Going for the One by Yes. So whip through those pretty quick. So those are that's the end of my 2020 pickups from the car boot sale and charity shops. Got plenty of other stuff to show, but I'll do that on a later date. Thanks for watching my video. If you've got any comments about what I've showed, I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching the video, and bye for now.